Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for a special 2017 Christmas Ornament Series tutorial. The first project in this series is going to be created with lots of labels Thinlits dies and the Card Front Builder Thinlits die set. I like the image of the trees and the little deer, so I'm going to combine them together in a cute ornament. I would like to say one thing in advance about the ornament series is that please take these ideas and create your own crafts using these ideas, and you don't feel like you have to copy what I'm doing. There may be something that you find that you can do a little more customized to what your tastes are, and that's a great way to create crafts for gift giving for Christmas or for any occasion. So here are my ideas on creating the Christmas ornaments. I'm using a sponge dauber and light blue ink to add just a hazy bit, like a hint of what the sky would be for the top portion of the label. I'm also taking the die cuts that I have pre-die cut in two different greens. I believe one is garden green and the other is wild wasabi. I'm adding the same green in with the sponge dauber to give a little bit of accent to the edges of the dies. When using a sponge dauber, I dip it into the ink pad, and then I first take it over to a scratch paper and get off the bulk of the ink and use just what's left on the sponge. What this allows me to do is take that very deep, dark initial piece of the ink off and bring in a subtle color of what I'm trying to use. If you have not tried this before, then maybe it will help you to be as successful as I have had that same issue with my crafting, that I first make sure I get that first dab of ink off of the sponge first. I cut two of the little deer, and aren't they just so cute? They have to be used. When I saw these deer, I thought these are going to be great on Christmas ornaments. So in order to use two of them in different ways, I die cut two from the same brown paper, and I turned one opposite so that they're facing different directions. And I'm adding some soft suede ink to make one of the deer darker than the other. And the idea is to place them in different areas of the ornament so that they appear to look differently. Here is my Stampin' Chalk marker, which is a white marker that gives not a brilliant, more concentrated white, but more of a soft and subtle white. And I'm adding some highlights to each one of the deer to make both of them look like they're both deer, but not the same deer. I'm going to give some eyes and give some little spot marks and maybe an area where the legs are separated to just add a little bit of details to each one of the deer. Now I have a gel pen. A white gel pen is something that's always nice to keep on hand when crafting because it can add highlights to your project, but it can also help to cover up things that are on white cardstock, and if you make a little smudge, the white gel pen is perfect repair. I also used my black Stampin' Up! Marker to add a little bit of highlights as well. Snail adhesive is going to hold together most of this project. Here is a handheld, or I believe it's a circle punch, but it's a handheld circle punch, and it should be 1/8 or 1/16 size. Whatever you have in your craft supplies will probably do great. This is going to allow you to thread a piece of ribbon so that you can have something that will hang the project as an ornament. The image of the two trees is being held down to the little ornament base with snail adhesive. And if you notice, this is not a complete tree. This tree was also from the exact same die. I just cut away one of them so that it's the same tree but separated from the left and the right tree. And I'm going to have the deer come out around it. Now I have two deer that I can work with, and here's the darker deer that is appearing out from behind the little tree, and here's the lighter deer that appears to be in front of the tree. By using more than one color of green on the cardstock for the trees, it gives the appearance of depth and allows there to be a very quick delineation of there's one tree in front of the others. Snowflake Sentiments is a wonderfully gorgeous group of sentiments and other stamps as well. And for this small ornament, I wanted to have there be a greeting on it set up as a banner style. Of course, this is going to take a very small sentiment because this is a small ornament and I'd like to keep everything in proportion. So I chose to use just a little bit, just one line from the sentiment, and I am folding the edge back and then folding it back again to form a banner. This is something that is usually done with a die, but you can easily do it yourself by using your scissors, and you may need the assistance of a bone folder. And I made the edges a little bit flagged so that it would appear as if it were suspended and just something to put there. You can also choose to add a sentiment that is on a straight piece of paper and add a hole punch and suspend it through the ribbon that's going to hold onto the top. I will demonstrate how to do that in one of the other ornaments in this series. I'm hoping to bring you one ornament each week for many different weeks. I believe I've gotten 5 or 6 ornaments done so far, and I have really enjoyed creating these Christmas ornaments. I'm using one of the ribbons from Stampin' Up! That is a nice thin ribbon, and it's very easy to use. And I'm attaching a linen thread bow and trying out a couple of different areas, and I decided on the top for the final place of the bow. Thank you guys for joining me for this tutorial. I hope that you enjoy the series. Look for a new video to come once a week for several different weeks so that you have time to prepare your ornament and gift giving by the Christmas season. If you have an idea that you would like to see me demonstrate, then please contact me by leaving a comment on this video or by email at jennystampsup@gmail.com. Thank you for considering using me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I sincerely appreciate your support. And thank you for joining me for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next video.
Hi, my name is Trip. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.